All right. I'm kidding. Or am I? Brian Rocchio. You were once a hero. What will you do this time? He hit a 2-run shot in extras against the Braves. You gotta swing at that. You gotta give the people what they want. 0-1. No, Brian! And the Pirates win it in 4. And we'll play the Rockies in the NLCS. No hero ball from Brian Rocchio on this attempt. The Pirates advance and we'll play for the pennant. But what a run. What a team. I'm the real winner here. Chat's going to win the World Series this year, but that is the effort that you will remember. Unfortunately, we had a 4-0 lead and lost 5-4. Absolute choke artists from the 6th inning onward. Holy hell. Well, ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? The Mermen's season has come to an end. Austin Jordan, Luis Garcia played well. I almost threw him out there at the end. Orozco wasn't ready for prime time at 22. Jason Suzuki pitched well. Almanza got ripped to shreds. Jose Suarez didn't do particularly well. Quiones, Robert Fujita, Isaiah Campbell. I had some people get roughed up. Unfortunately, the pitching was often our strength. Not so much in playoffs. Demigod, what's going on? And then obviously hitting-wise, Andrew Monasterio declining. I'll be opting out of that deal. Brendan Donovan was having to play for me because my starting first baseman was hurt. Brian was still great. Matt Seaver, incredibly disappointed in him. He had a rough playoff. Gleyber Torres is cooked. Unfortunately, I have him for one more year after this. But yeah, Gleyber Torres is cooked. Rengifo did well. Moreno was pretty damn disappointing, and I have him for another year or two. Ganazokar played well, and so did Moises Gomez. Glenn Camp was okay too. So shouldn't have made it that far. It is what it is. It will be Athletics and Orioles in the ALCS. The winner goes to the World Series. Let's take a look at Baltimore here. Some good pitching. Jackson Jobe at the top. And again, it's a rematch against Baltimore, who eliminated you guys last year when you absolutely blew it with over 100 wins and they only had 85. So a chance at redemption for Chad here. Michael Kopech is there. Their pitching's a little bit suspect. They do have Kyle Teel at catcher. First base, young first baseman Andreas Calderon. Second base, Nolan Gorman, Leslie Braver. Kobe Mayo at third. He was World Series MVP last year, wasn't he? Shortstops, Fernando Cruz, Luis Almeida, Leonardo Arias, Jason Churrillo in left. Center field, Dominguez is done, so you won't have to worry about him. They do still have Dylan Head and Tommy Wilson. And in right, Adrian Wilder and Esmil Valencia. It's a good team, as you would suspect, if they're able to make it to the Final Four. Looking at Chat's team through that opening round of the playoffs, Yuri Perez actually did really well. Best performance of his career in the playoffs. Really, the starting pitching delivered. As we'll get to listen to Fuck You Baltimore for the next 2.5 minutes. Do I still have the Danhausen thing? Why are none of my images working anymore? Come on, Danhausen, Giff. Where are you? I know you want to work. I good pop. Nope. Cool. I don't know why those images aren't working anymore. No, it's fine. But just talk about challenge pissing. It's fine. I'll just be here. Don't worry about me. I'll just be.
We'll rip your nuts off. Only at Big Bill Hell, the only dealer that tells you to fuck off. Hurry up, asshole. This event ends the minute after you write us a check. And it better not bounce or you're a dead mother.
God, this clip is long.
Bill Hell's card. All the more filthiest and exclusive on one of the meanest sons of bitches in the state of Maryland. Guaranteed.
Okay, beautiful. Anyway, honestly, pitching was fucking phenomenal for you guys in the first round too. God damn. Lineup-wise, you don't have too much to worry about either, except for the state of Juan Soto. Robert Spossato was amazing. Lux, Vladdy. I mean, most of the team did incredibly well in that first round. What is the status? Soto's good. Juan Soto is ready to return for round number 2. You guys are winning the World Series this year. 100%. You guys are winning the World Series this year. Well, with that, a new prediction. Will it be Vancouver or will it be Baltimore heading to the next round, heading to the World Series? Let's see how this goes. It is game 1 in Vancouver at Le Kingdom. So you got to look at the numbers there. I mean, outrageous numbers for the first 3 games of the playoffs for the A's. Yuri Perez ready to go. Ready to get another start. My God, Spossato, Soto, Guerrero. It's an incredible lineup. It is an incredible lineup. Solo shot for Head. Another one, Kobe Mayo. And Perez gets roughed up a little bit. Solo shot for Vladdy. So 2-1, the end of the first inning. Churrio's on. What's happened there? Rafaela, fly out. Dalton, Slaughter. Base is loaded for Christian Arroyo. Singles and a run. It's 2-2. Spossato, fielder's choice. Soto pops up. So a bases loaded situation for Soto in his return game, but he could not deliver. And 2-2. 2-out single for Rafaela. Lux a single. Dalton a single. Bases loaded for John Slaughter. Grounds out. 2 bases loaded situations already for the A's. Yet to capitalize, though. Royo's on. Spossato down. Soto walks. Vladdy an RBI single. It's 3-2. Steer lines out. Rafaela's down. Single for Arias. Jackson Jobe taken out. He was tired. Chasing their starter after just 4 innings. Not bad. Dalton's on. Slaughter on an error. Arroyo down. Spossato down. Perez still looking good energy-wise. 1-2-3 inning. Leadoff single. Do you trust or do you switch out Yuri Perez after a solid performance through 5 innings pitched? What's the word, chat? What's the word? Call for Harmon. A call for Floyd. Harmon or Floyd. So need suggestions here, chat. It's your team. I can't make these decisions. Going once on Floyd. Tied again with Harmon. Still tied. Going once for Floyd. Going twice for Floyd. And sold. Immediately walks the first batter. Immediately walks the bases loaded. No outs. Arias pops up. Head. Lines out. Wilder. Grounds out. He escapes. Leadoff double for Rafael. A good time for some small ball here. It's 4-2. What a turn of events. A walk for Gorman. Cruz goes down. Teal grounds out. Bottom of the 8th. Arroyo's on. Sposato singles. Soto gets his first RBI of the playoffs. Guerrero walks. Steer. Flies out. Rafaela with a 3-run shot, and that will do it. To the top of the 9th, it's 8-2. To be honest, you might as well go with someone like Morion here. Save Floyd. And then see basically what Morion's capable of and if you can kind of trust him. So, it's a pretty straightforward decision. I'm going to get accused of rigging it. Although Greggy agreed. Greggy agreed in chat. So even if I had waited, it would have been Greggy's fault. He had agreed. He had agreed. Vancouver takes game 1. 8-4. The final score. Ceddanne Rafaela with a phenomenal game. Yuri Perez gets credit for the win. Game number 2 coming up. It's freaking Jim David. Ridiculous. What a ridiculous lineup. Vancouver yet to lose here in the postseason. Sposato, Soto, Guerrero, nothing doing there. Leadoff single for Gorman. David gets out of it. Single for Rafaela. Walk for Lux. Dalton down. Laughter goes down. Slow start for both sides. Orioles working here, and they do get the first run of the game. But only the one. Sposato on. Soto down. Guerrero down. One hit for Vancouver. Cruz with a solo shot. It's 2-0. David struggling a little bit. Sack bunt. 2 outs and a ground out. Bottom of the 4th. Down in order. The offense just 1 hit. Through 4 innings. Back-to-back walks for David. And he gives up a run. He does still have some energy, but have you seen enough of the Cy Young winning Jim David? The back-to-back Cy Young winning Jim David here in game. Is that the play? Going once on Elliott. Elliott and Harmon in the mix. Going once on Elliott. Going twice on Elliott. Sold. Howie Elliott is in. Walks the bases loaded with no outs. Kyle Teal scores 2 on an RBI single. 5-0 Baltimore. Calderon down. Chirrillo down. Arias down. I need your advice. I'm going out with my partner, friend, and his partner to an indie wrestling show on Sunday. Then they're having a watch party for night 2 of WrestleMania. That friend wants to go to the other person's house for night 1, way the fuck over on the other side of the city, rather than his apartment, a 5-minute walk away from my place. Do I just be antisocial and stay home, watch Mania by myself? Suck it up and go out. Suck it up and go out. What's a little bit of travel? Well, it's a little bit of travel to hang out with people, you know? What's a bit of travel? If I can go all the way to Greensboro to hang out with Crash Andrews, then what the fuck's your excuse, Ripley? Checkmate. About $8. Get out of my chat.
Here comes a pizza. See it?
Shout out to Razor Sharp. My anniversary.
Highly unnecessary.
78 months, Razor. Thank you very much for that. I did not mean to steal for Dalton. I meant for that to be a pickoff, but it worked out. Slaughter down, Arroyo down, Sposato down. It didn't matter anyway. Razor, thank you for the 78. We'll see if it can bring any luck here to the A's, who are still looking for their second hit of the game. I don't like this other person too much as the main. Oh, well, if you don't like somebody, then yeah, don't torture yourself and hang out with somebody you don't like. Stay home. Soto's on. Vladdy down. Steer down. Rafaela on. Lux. The bases are loaded for Billy Dalton. Walked in a run. John's laughter. Strikes out. It's 5-1. Elliott's in a bit of trouble. 3-run shot for Arias. 8-1 Baltimore. They will not go quietly into the good night. Again, just throw a reliever out there to see if you can trust him. Might as well go with hope. If you could attend any sporting event in the world, what event would you attend? That's a good question. Probably the Boston Bruins winning the Stanley Cup in person. I'd go with that. Oof, triple there for Wilder. The Orioles are not going to go quietly out of this series. To the 9th. Hope did well. Solo shot for Gavin Lux. Single for Slaughter, a walk. Spasato down, Soto down. Baltimore takes game 2, 8-2. This series is not done yet. I mean, put it this way: there's a lot of sporting events that'd be really, really fun to go to. There's a lot of them, but honestly, I say the Bruins because just get the ticket. If I only had one ticket, I'd give it to my dad. Game number 3. Let's keep it going. A best of 7, now essentially down to a best of 5 after splitting the first 2 games. Richie Christensen on the mound. The question is, do you guys want to optimize the lineup or just stick with it now that you have lost in the playoffs for the first time? Again, because Soto's back, you have Floyd Horton, who was red hot in the first round, not even in the starting lineup. So let me know, do you want to optimize a little bit or stick with it? Me personally, I would very much optimize, but that's just me. That's just me. I mean, again, this way you could get Horton in there. I mean, Dalton has that grand slam, but man, Tyrone Ray deserves a chance. All right. Well, if we were to optimize this, let me show you what the look would be. All right. Let me show you what the look would be for a more optimized lineup. Man, Gavin Lux is doing really well. Even if his overall dipped back down, he has been great. Spencer Steer, Ben Strong. Man, Arroyo as DH has actually been hitting better than a significant amount of people. Looking at the lineup, though, if it was up to me, my team, which it's not, I'm just saying, here's what I'd do. I know Dalton hit that grand slam, but give Tyrone Ray a chance with that 98 contact against lefties, right? Got to get Floyd Horton in there at DH because, yeah, you're not taking out Steer or Soto, no matter how bad they are. And then instead of Slaughter, probably get Michael Chavis that spot in the lineup. It gets you a little bit more speed on the base paths full time. But it's, you know, it's a good little way to reward some people. And then you're starting off Spasato, Horton, good amount of speed, Rafaela, Lux, Vladdy, Steer, Soto, Ray, and Chavis. I mean, that's some great depth throughout the lineup based on performance. Any disagreements here, chat? Ray matches lefties. This is right. Yes, Oltmann, but that doesn't mean that every pitcher they throw out there is going to be a righty. And William Dalton has 2 hits in 16 at-bats. Unless my math is incorrect. It might technically be 3. Math wasn't my strong suit. Reyes has a cannon of an arm behind the plate. All right, cynical agreed. It's been decided. Oof. Down goes the top half of the order in order. Oh boy, a little bit of trouble for Christensen. He gets out of it. Solo shot for Gavin Lux. 1-0 Vancouver. Steer on a single. Tyrone Ray draws the walk. Michael Chavis into a fielder's choice. Leadoff single for Sposato. Horton down. Rafaela down. Lux, another hit. Vladdy, base is loaded for Spencer Steer. It's the one sport I wish I could get into more. I wish I was as into basketball as I was 15 years ago. I'll go with that. Spencer Steer clears the bases on a double. The former MVP strikes. It's 4-0 Vancouver. Whew. Tyrone Ray, a base hit. How do you like that? Chavis fielder's choice. Sposato singles. Horton, its base is loaded for Ceddanne Rafaela. As their starter is out. Rafaela down. Gavin Lux also down. Wilder reaches on an error. Christensen, a little bit of trouble. Gets out of it. Damn. Solo shot for Spencer Steer. What a fucking game he's having. As the A's are running away with Game 3. Bases loaded for Floyd Horton. Brings in all 3 of them on a triple. It's 8-0. Third pitcher of the game for the Orioles. It's Hankins, who walks Rafaela. Lux walks. Bases loaded for Vladdy. Brings in all 3 on a double. 11-0. As we head to the bottom of the 5th. That is the power of this lineup for Chad, as Christensen finally allows a run. Holds at just 1. Soto's on. Ray goes down. Chavis down. Sposato down. I mean, the question is, do you take out Christensen here to save up stamina? It's probably a smart move, up by 10, to take Richie Christensen out now for stamina purposes. You guys haven't thrown Harmon out there yet. You have run Elliott and Floyd. Harmon makes sense. Again, just to see what he can do, and then we can look at numbers and see who you guys like. Oh, okay, he did well. I want to trust them, or who our first choice wants to be. Again, like you've seen Santos plenty. Even if Harmon allows a fucking grand slam, which he didn't, it'd still be nice to know what you're going to get from him in the playoffs. I'm just going to take over and do the smart thing for you, because you're up 11-1, for fuck's sake. It might be more than that. Yep, 13-1, Tyrone Ray. Remember when I said it was a good choice to put in Tyrone Ray, chat? In case anybody thinks I'm trying to cheat the AI or cheat the team. Sposato RBI double. 14-1. Heading into the bottom of the 8th. 14-1. Harmon gets 3 straight outs. Bases loaded for Tyrone Ray. Grounds out, though. Bottom of the 9th. As the Athletics will take a 2-1 series lead and are 2 wins away from the World Series, winning Game 3 14-1. What a game for the former MVP, Spencer Steer. Jesus. For the record, the Rockies are now 1 win away from the World Series. But looking here at your pitching, Yuri's been great. Jim David got roughed up a little bit in his last start, but Christensen's been great. Harmon was fantastic. Elliott, not so much. Probably avoid Howie Elliott. Floyd was great. You haven't seen Menard yet. Morion got destroyed. Santos has been great. Hope was great. Elise was great. So pretty much your only avoid list are Elliott and Morion so far. So game number 4, a gigantic game in this series. And it'll be Avi England or Baroa. Who was better? Baroa was better in the regular season. They were pretty close. Way more strikeouts per 9 for Juan Baroa. Lower walks, less, does a few more home runs, but Baroa should be the guy. He was the better of the two. If you want me to give it to Avi, that's fine. We can do that, but we'll go with the whole optimized lineup again because Jesus Christ, you guys kicked the shit out of him last game. You'd be dumb not to set up the lineup the same way. Although I presume Spencer Steer will be a little bit higher up in the lineup compared to last game. Sposato, 13 hits and 26 at bats, is absolutely fucking insane. So Arroyo out for Horton, Ray in for Dalton, Chavis in for Slaughter. I mean, this lineup is just firing on all cylinders. The pitching, for the most part, is spectacular. No surprise that this team is the favorite to potentially win it all. They can move to within 1 win of a World Series appearance should they win this game. Waiting to see who strikes first here. 1 out single or 2 out single for Teal. Couldn't do anything with it. Both teams struggling to get base runners so far, especially Vancouver. Still without a hit in this game. 1 out double for Mayo. They can't bring him in. Roger Gall having the performance of his life. 2 out double for Vladdy. Steer brings him in. Didn't get their first hit until the 5th inning, but Vancouver strike first. It's 1-0. Baroa is just fucking dealing, man. Gets through another half inning. Leadoff triple for Rafaela. Horton can't bring him home. Vladdy can. Steer walks. Soto down. But it is 2-0. Guys, what's with the questions, the podcast questions in the middle of a playoff series? What's the matter with you? Poor timing, chat. Poor timing. Sheesh. If you're not interested in the playoff run, let me know. We can sim through it faster. It's not gonna give a shit about your team. I give a shit about mine. You guys do need to go with a different pitcher, though, at this point. Who do you think? Who do you think? Who do you think? I mean, Taps, it was fairly obvious that they were, though. Given that Ripley tagged other people when they were responding to other people. Shouts for Floyd. Shouts for Santos. Going once for Floyd. Sold. Bases loaded for Leandro Arias. A bases clearing double. It's 4-2 Baltimore. 5-2 Baltimore. As Floyd gets ripped apart. 5 runs in the bottom of the 7th. Let's go to Santos now. Whole new ball game heading into the 8th. Chavis is on. Sposato double play. Ray goes down. Solo shot for Cruz at 6-2. Top of the 9th. Hired closer JJ Akar. 1 down, 2 down. The Baltimore Orioles have tied this series up at 2 wins apiece. It is a best of 3 from this point on, as the two teams continue to trade wins. Pittsburgh won the last game, so Colorado yet to make anything happen. But yeah, from 14-1 down to 6-2. The final game in Baltimore, the question is, who will have the chance to end the series? Game 6 in Vancouver. Do you go with Avi England, or do you go with Yuri Perez on less than 100% energy? He's close. So is Jim David. Do you throw Yuri Perez out there to gain you the advantage, or do you go for Avi England? It'd be England's first start of the playoffs. Avi gets the win. England gets the start. England is his city. Let's see. Chavis is in. Let's see. Horton had a Chavis. I can't believe Chavis has been doing so well. You could argue Ray could be subbed out for Dalton. I mean, he's been fine. He hasn't been unbelievable. But then again, Spencer Steer is still hitting like 6th at best. 11 RBI for Vladdy so far in the playoffs. Soto's still at a 200 average in the postseason so far. Going to be hitting 9th in the lineup. Chavis was playing better than Slaughter. Yeah, he's hitting 286. Slaughter hit 125. And Chavis is hitting that in 7 at-bats compared to Slaughter's 16. Yeah, shockingly, Chavis has been better. And you could argue he's a better defender. You could technically play Ray at first and then Vladdy at third to get Chavis out for Dalton. But, I mean, Dalton, 187, pretty much had that grand slam and nothing else. So, the lineup stays as it's been. Game 5. Gigantic game in this series. Bases loaded for Spencer Steer. Chat, sack, fly, or swing with 1 out. It's a big time decision early on here in Game 5. Swing it is. Steer brings in 2 on the single. Horton brings in another one. Chavis down. Ray walks. The bases loaded for Juan Soto, who gets the single. It's 4-0. Sposato strikes out. Avi England with some insurance to work with gets through the first inning. Avi England's first ever playoff start. And has as, whoops, I thought that was going to be a pickoff attempt. He got the steal. It's the second time I've accidentally done that, and both times they got the steal. Bravers on. Kobe Mayo gets Baltimore on the board. Almeida makes it a 1-run game. Oh, England gets out of it before 3. 4-3. Rafaela makes it 5-3. England solo shot to Braver. Still got that energy. Head grounds out. 5-4 through 4 innings. Neither starter's going to last too much longer. Horton's on. Chavis down. Ray gets Horton over to third. Soto loads the bases for Robert Sposato against David Peterson. And Sposato clears the bases on a double. It's 8-4 Vancouver. Their second 4-run lead of the game. Probably a good time to move on from Avi with the momentum that you have. Who do you think? Again, Elliott and Morion were the only 2 pitchers to really struggle so far. Barring a brutal collapse, the A's will be 1 win away from the World Series. Harmon gets a shout. Going once for Harmon. Going twice. Sold. Matt Harmon's in. 1, 2, 3 inning. Steer. Horton both on. Chavis with the 2 RBI double. An RBI single for Ray. The offense has shown up. 11-4. This team is just too stacked, man. Double play ball. They're out of trouble. They are just too damn stacked. Off to the 8th. 2-out single for Soto. Sposato goes down. Off to the 9th. Vancouver is going to have the chance to end this series in Game 6 on their home turf. That's it. 11-4. The final score. Harmon shuts it down for the final 5 innings, allowing just 4 hits, 2 walks and a strikeout. 1 win away from potentially meeting Colorado in the World Series. Ignore the base load in the 9th. I mean, it was irrelevant at that point. A chance to end it. Perez is ready to go. It's his time. He's your ace. You're paying him the most amount of money. It's his time to shut down the series, and if he doesn't, you have Richie Christensen or Jim David, although David's numbers are a little bit worse despite being the Cy Young winner. It's got to be Yuri. It is the only move that makes sense at this stage. Yeah, still a 250 average for Chavis, which given his 67. Look at how many guys are hitting in the fucking 300s on this team. Ridiculous. For all the goddamn money troubles you guys have had, it's worked out. You built this baseball team on capitalism. Fuck the money problems. We'll sort it out when we sort it out. For now, just fucking go for it. Cynical. It's fine. Because the numbers change every time. Leadoff single for Arias. Double play. All are on. Mayo goes down. The Vegas approach, basically. Yuri Perez looking for that redemption after a very rough playoff performance last year. In the collapse to the same Baltimore team, Vladdy strikes first on a solo shot. 2-run shot from Mayo. Baltimore grabs the lead. Yuri having some trouble here. Gets out of it, though. 2-1 Baltimore. Leadoff single for Ray. Vela goes down. Lux walks. Steer lines out. Horton goes down. Another base hit for Baltimore. They've had no problem getting base runners so far. Chavis with a 2-out double. Sposato brings him home on a 2-run shot. 3-2 Vancouver. What a find Robert Sposato was. Leadoff single for Teal. Calderon. A little bit of trouble for Perez. 2-run score. Baltimore regain the lead. That'll do it for Yuri Perez. Couldn't hold this time. You had to trust the $20 million man, but he couldn't hold it that time. Who's it going to be, chat? No outs, runner on second. It's been a rough inning. A shout for Santos. Going once on Santos. Going twice on Santos. And sold. Gregory Santos is in. 1 down. Runner thrown out at home. 2 down. And he gets out of it. Jackson Job's finally out of the game. 1, 2, 3 there. Not ideal. Cruz. 2 on, 2 outs, and a pop-up off to the bottom of the 8th. Chavis against Kopech. He goes down. Sposato down. Ray goes down to the 9th. Santos, 2 on and a little bit of trouble. 1 down. And now's a good time to watch from here. Can Chat survive this and then tie the game and take the lead even to go to the World Series against Colorado, or will there be a Game 7? Kobe Mayo, their best hitter at the plate, with a chance to add the insurance. First pitch, swinging it, goes out to right. Soto gets it at the warning track. And Vancouver avoids further damage. Big grab for Soto there. No fear of the wall. The Vancouver A's of Seattle. It's Lawrence Ponce. Former reliever. He was this year's reliever of the year. Trying to secure Game 7 for the O's. It's the murderer's row, this lineup. Ceddanne Rafaela.
Here's the center fielder, Ceddanne Rafaela.
Ceddanne Rafaela. Ceddanne. I always want to say Ceddanne.
The inside edge.
Zinedine Zidane. The 1-0 count. Ponce hits side, but does not get the call. Good start for Rafaela.
Let the pitcher walk you if he will.
Hit out to center. And 1 down.
That's a big first out right there, and that changes.
We have seen Chat's teams pull off playoff miracles. Gavin Lux. Unbelievable signing for this team over the years. This is probably his last year. In an A's uniform, ground ball to second. And we're 1 out away from Game 7. There's a Vancouver, Washington. Very true. Spencer Steer, the former MVP, with a chance to tie this game up. Sinker misses. Will there be a Game 7?
That's in there.
Shock Steer didn't go for that.
I think he was sitting off speed right there because he just let the
1-1 count. Steer, it just hooks foul. Would have been at least a double. And instead, the A's down to their last strike.
One strike away.
Ponce gets him on the fastball. Why the hell did he check swing? Game 7 coming up between Baltimore and Vancouver. Wow, wow, wow. Was not expecting that, that's for sure. That is for sure. Just 4 hits at home for Vancouver. It shouldn't have even been that close. Baltimore absolutely deserved that game. It comes down to 1 more game. 1 more chance. Winner plays Colorado in the World Series. Let's do it. Should have just gone to the other menu. Check our hits and even games versus odd games. No. No, I will not. That is too much work, sir. Chat, you have a choice. It is either the 2-time reigning Cy Young winner, Jim David, who has been struggling in the playoffs, or Richie Christensen, who is 2-0. Who do you go for? The hot hand or the 2-time Cy Young winner, Jim David? Who do you trust? Christensen is getting the shout. He's the guy. In terms of the lineup, we'll see if it's still worth having it set up this way. And honestly, it looks like it. I mean, Chavis is still hitting 267. You know, Horton's cooled off a little bit, but he's still doing really well. 286 for Steer. He's outplayed Horton, but 314 for Vladdy. Only a 238 for Soto. The worst hitter on the team, but I mean, you can't take Juan Soto out of this lineup. You just can't. Game 7. Richie Christensen on the mound. Who's going to the World Series to play Colorado? Good start for Richie. Vancouver desperately needs offense that they could not find in Game 6. Leadoff single for Chiriot. Baltimore can't move him. Horton the leadoff double. Chat, do you play small ball for the run, or do you swing away? Yeah, didn't get too much offense in the last game. Small ball or go for it. Small ball wins. Chavis bunts. Soto misses. Sposato brings in the run. It's 1-0 Vancouver. Ray singles. Rafaela, it's an RBI single. It's 2-0. Vladdy walks, bases loaded for Gavin Lux. Brings in 2 on the single. 4-0 Vancouver. Steer into a fielder's choice. Christensen playing with the lead. Gets right through him. Horton on an error. Chavis down. Soto singles. Sposato down. Ray goes down as well. Leadoff single for Teal. Double play. Their starter's going to be out. Yep, there he goes. Rafaela down. Vladdy on an error. Lux with a single. Steer double play. Just 2 hits for Baltimore through 5. 2 out double for Head. Wilder can't bring him home. It's looking good. Chavis is on with 1 out. Soto down. Sposato singles. Ray RBI single. 5-0. Rafaela, it's 7-0 Vancouver. They're just too strong to shut down. They are too damn strong. It was a must-win year. And barring a brutal collapse, there will be a showdown with the Rockies in the World Series. Richie getting a little bit tired, but he's hanging in there. Christensen ends it. Vancouver wins the pennant and will play the Rockies in the World Series. A complete game shutout for Richie Christensen. 5 hits, 1 walk, 12 Ks. An ungodly performance. And Vancouver goes to the World Series to take on Colorado. A battle of 2 gargantuan teams. Robert Sposato leading the way right now in postseason MVP voting on the American League side. And you knew who'd be leading the way on the NL side.